Hi crypto fans, welcome to CCS Cryptocurrency State. My name is Santiago, I'm a web developer and investor. In today's video we are going to do a full analysis of Bitcoin and the crypto market. We are near the last chance for Bitcoin. I will show you, like always, my comparison timeframes of the major important analysis indicators of the Bitcoin price. We are going to see some amazing charts on the weekly, daily and monthly. And I will show you some another models of the Bitcoin price action. Before we begin, please like the video, subscribe to the channel and click the bell to get the notifications. And without anything else, let's go into it. Hey guys, like always we are going to cover all the indicators in the different time frames to get the picture of what will happen with Bitcoin. I will start first of all with the monthly chart. You can see here I put these two important lines of support and resistance, actually this important line, which mostly market all the uptrend that we have in Bitcoin. This is the VLX chart. This shows the historic price action of Bitcoin. We are seeing monthly candles. So this is from May 2011 to the present date. And anyone that sees this chart cannot tell that there is any bearish trend on this pattern. You can see I put these two lines, so we form a 45-degree angle here on this triangle, and you can see how from the creation of Bitcoin always has been respecting an uptrend of a 45% degree, and this is something that you need to consider in the big picture. Even if today we are bearish and maybe we could have 1 year of bearishness, if you see the big picture of this chart, Bitcoin is the only commodity, the only asset in the history that has this chart. You can compare it with gold or any stock and you will not find any chart like this one. So for that is that I wanted to start with this. In the big picture you are going to see the chart 10 years from now and you will be laughing. So I recommend you to buy some Bitcoin. Always get some Bitcoin even if the price seems too high. Even if you have a couple of Satoshis, I think this will be life-changing in the future. So this is the chart of Bitcoin in the monthly candles. I'm doing a little of zoom here. The most important things that you need to watch on this chart is the triple moving average. You can see here the 21, the 50 and the 100. We never reached the 100 moving average on a monthly candle yet. But what we can see is that when we break the 21 moving average on a monthly candle, we always went to the 50. And the 50 was our base during all bear markets. You can see that happening in the bear market of 2014, 2015. The same here in the February bear market 2019, 2018. And even with the Corona dump, we reached that target level. So we can expect the same thing if we break this 21 moving average to the downside. Right now, we are just hang out over that on the last 3 months. We need to wait how much will close. Right now this is a bearish candle, and if the body closes below that, if we go below 33, 31, $30,000, I think the next candles will be red also, and we may go directly to this point. Right now this is not super encouraged because right now that level is around $19,000, $20,000, which correspond the last weeks here that we have in the top of the bull market of 2017. So this is a historical interesting point, and I think if we could go to that point if we break the $30,000 right now. So in this big picture, consider that these two moving averages are super important. Of course, if we go to this level, it's an amazing buy zone that you should put something there, because historically it has been the best way to invest in Bitcoin. When we are near the zone of the 50 moving average on the monthly time frame, is the best way, the best time to buy Bitcoin, and probably any other altcoin that you have in the market at that point. In terms of the indicators, we are not so good neither. We have a bearish cross on the MACD. The MACD doesn't have many bearish crosses in the past in the monthly time frame, but each time that happened was one of the bear markets. And this already crossed in the 1st of January. So right now this is super bearish, historically speaking. The RSI is slightly bearish, but it's a neutral zone. And the stochastic RSI is also bearish. We can say that we are out of steam of the bearishness of this trend, but actually that is not so true. In order to turn the stochastic RSI bullish, we need to cross and be above 20. Each time that we are below, even if we consider that we don't have more room to go down, you can see what happened here. We were almost 1 year exactly with stochastic RSI in the monthly candle. This was almost 1 year, all the way here as a floor. And similar things happen here, more than 1 year actually. So we can go below 20 for a lot of period of time in this time frame. And the last time that happened, you can see we were here in May 2018. And even being down there, we went into the bear market here before starting to cross up. So that is something that could happen here. So for that, we are still super bearish in the stochastic RSI. And the money flow index also is slightly bearish. So in the big picture of the monthly time frame, we are at support at 21 moving average, which is what we are expecting, and we don't want to break that. Remember, if we go below the 21 here in the monthly chart, if we close below, that means around $30,000 or below that, that is super bad news. And I think we really are going to go to this lower time frame. We are going to go to $20,000. So expect for that. RSI is slightly bearish, stochastic RSI super bearish. All the indicators here are bearish, and the most important, the MACD third time in the history is bearish. So the big picture looks very bearish. I think we could really have a new bear market during this year. Maybe this time is also super quickly, just 2, 3, 4 or 6 months like happened here with the Corona dam, and we recover from there. That is also possible, but I really think that our chances to go below $30,000 are very big right now. If you want to make money while you're holding your crypto, then I recommend you to use an automation platform. This is Bitsgap.com, where you can trade with bots automatically while you're holding your crypto. I did 2 videos 2 months ago on how to configure Bitsgap and how to configure everything for your bots. So in that video, I explained in almost 30 minutes how to configure each thing of the platform, and with this video you will be able to start trading with the bot 24 hours. Even if you are sleeping, you will be making money with this, and this works really good also in the downtrend. So right now it's a very good opportunity to use this platform. If you go and register with my affiliate link, you help the channel, but you also get 2 weeks free of this platform with a premium account. The premium account costs $150, so you will have it free for 2 weeks, so you can test it and see how it works. If we go to the weekly chart, we have a lot of things to cover here. Also, we are very pending from the moving average. If you have seen my previous videos, I mentioned that I sold many of my spot positions when we broke the 50 moving average on the weekly time frame. That for me was super bearish. You can see that last bottom here on July was a support, but if we break it down, we always go directly to the 100, and historically speaking also was super bearish on the last bear market. When we break it down, we never recover it until we were bullish again, and the same happened here with the Corona dam. So each time that we broke the 50, in historically speaking, we went to the 100. So that was a 50% of my decision to sell a big batch of my position, a 40% of what we were expecting to sell in the top. I sell it when we break the $48,000, and I actually didn't buy back here because I'm still mostly bearish on the market. So right now what we need to wait here to see in a bearish scenario, when again we have the 100 moving average here, and this is super critical to mark bear market and bull market situation. You can see how we break the 100 moving average on the weekly time frame here. This was actually the bear market, the complete bear market. The same happened here with the Corona dump. In this case was support, in this case was clearly broken. And if we go to the previous bear market 2014-15, it was the same. Actually it was support here for a lot of weeks, but when we break it, then we have the proper bear market here. So breaking the 100 actually is indiscutible, marking the end of any bullish market, and we probably will see a bear market. I am changing now the moving average because I want to show you the 200 moving average also with the 100. The 200 is this red line, and like in the monthly, the 50 represents what we are waiting for the bottom. In the weekly, that is the 200 moving average. You can see the historic chart of Bitcoin in the weekly time frame. The bottom always in a bear market was given by the 200 moving average. You can see it here, 2014-15, the bottom of the 2018, Corona dump here, and we are maybe expecting for that. Again, if we break the 100 moving average on a weekly time frame, I will be shorting Bitcoin as crazy because we are going to go directly to $20,000, the same marks that we have in the monthly candle. Any area near the 200 moving average in a weekly time frame, you can put this chart super easily. You can just need to look for the BLX and put the triple moving average. This is a free tool and you will be able to see this chart exactly. So put this in your list of things to watch, because if we break this yellow line, we go directly to the red one, the 200 moving average on the weekly time frame. This is the best time that you will ever buy Bitcoin or any altcoin. And in terms of indicators, we are not completely bearish. Many things are neutral, like the RSI or the money flow index that started to be a little bullish right now, but it's not too big indicator for that. The MACD, you can see here that it's starting to lose the bearish momentum, but if we don't cross it, this is still bearish. But the stochastic RSI magically recovered here. Let me zoom a little bit. You can see how we almost crossed it bearish here below the 20 level, but then we managed to cross it above, and right now this is bullish. We are above the 20 level on the stochastic RSI and this is looking bullish. So that is why in here we have the stochastic RSI is super bullish right now. This is a great thing because we didn't have last TA analysis that I did any bullishness on the weekly time frame. Many of the other things are bearish or are slightly at support or neutral. We don't have too much things, but the stochastic RSI could give us some momentum to the upside. So if we recover the 21 weekly moving average, that is the best that could happen. And right now it's at $49,000. So we need $10,000 to recover that support. If we come back above the 21 weekly moving average, forget anything that you saw in this video. That will give us a lot of traction to be bullish again. I really don't think that will happen, but anyways, the possibility still exists. One thing to mention in the BPPR of the weekly is that we have a lot of support at this area. So we are not at a bad position right now. If we break the $37,000 to the downside, then the volumes start to decline, and then yeah, we lose some support of trading pairing here. But anyways, right now we are not so bad in terms of support area. We also have been covering the Gaussian channel on the weekly time frame, and this is also a way to see bear market, bull market zones, and especially when to buy Bitcoin or any other altcoin at the case. You can see how the Gaussian channel market all these bearish areas, which actually were the bear markets that we have in the past. Anytime that we are below the Gaussian channel on the weekly time frame, you can see here, was the best time to buy Bitcoin. What will happen if you buy Bitcoin here? You will be a hero at these levels. The same happened here and here, and the same will happen in 2014-15. You will be a hero if you bought Bitcoin at those levels. Or it doesn't matter, any other altcoin at that level, you will be of course in profits even right now. So remember, you can look for the Gaussian channel, it's a free indicator also. If we go below this, at these levels is below $30,000. These are great zones to buy Bitcoin. And don't try to catch the bottom. Doesn't matter if you buy here or actually here at 3,000 or at 4,600. It's the same. In the big picture it will be the same. If you try to catch exactly the bottoms here, you will be missing the opportunity. So a good strategy also is using the Gaussian channel in the weekly time frame to start dollar cost averaging when we go below $30,000, because you don't know how much time you will be below that. It could be super quickly, like a couple of candles here, or maybe 1 year. So this is also a good buy strategy right now. When we go below the Gaussian channel and actually turns red, that will indicate that is a good zone to buy. Moving into some models, we can see here the stock to flow model. This market always, also the history of Bitcoin. This is only Bitcoin, not the crypto market in general. And with this Heatmap color, we can say that each time that we were at these green colors, that marked the peak of a bull run, and when we are into the blue ones or the violets, mark the bottom of a bear market situation. Right now you can see how we already print those green dots, green colors here. Let me zoom in a little more. So from here, if we start to turn bearish, we need to start to see some light blue colors in order to mark that we are losing more momentum and we are going to lose the support of this trend that you had seen here. In terms of this other part of the indicator, each time that we are below is actually a good moment to buy, and the peaks of the market usually are marked here of red. Last time that we have that, it was in this top that we have to the $63,000, but we didn't print it that again on the 69. So right now this cannot be considered of a top from this perspective, but in terms of the dots on the colors here on the heat map, we already hit that. So probably if we continue bearish, we are going to see some light blue colors here. So expect that in the stock to flow model. In the 200-week moving average heat map, this is related to the 200 moving average that I already showed you in my chart. This is a heat map also related to the closeliness, or how away is the price action from that 200-week moving average. The peaks here are represented in the red colors, and you can see on the previous bull markets. But in this bull market that we have, we never got actually that peak. That was something that during 2021 we all were expecting a very concise peak on the bull market. That is why we waited a bull peak here and here. We never considered these two the end of the bull market. Many people still not consider that the bull market is actually yet, and we are going to have during this year another peak. But from my perspective, you can see here that we are in these blue dots, and actually all the blue dots mark that we are in a bear market or in a down zone of the bull run. So the different colors on the blue gam can change, but actually this is marking right now that we are in a buy zone. Still, I will not buy anything right now. I will wait for the other indicators that I mentioned. But clearly, according to this model, we are not near to have a top of bull market right now. And lastly, this indicator is a price angle top indicator. This marked the top of the bull market with a 3-day difference here. When this line crossed the other one, that was 3 days after the top of the market. And that happened actually correctly here. That happened also in the bull market 2017. And it was so surprising that also marked that in the top of the $67,000 that we have here, the $63,000, sorry. A couple of YouTubers talk about this indicator at that moment, but it was the only indicator that actually marking the top. So it was actually considered as the top of the bull market right now. And the time passes and we can see that this indicator was the only one that was actually right. So I will really consider to put this indicator. This is in lookintobitcoin.com, the pi cycle top indicator. This use moving average related to the Fibonacci extension numbers, but I will use this indicator to catch the next bull cycle that we have. The 3 times actually catch it perfectly with a 3-day difference. So this is something to have in your toolkit of how to catch the top of a bull market. Also, it's interesting how this yellow line, which is the 111 DMA, was turning resistance. You can see how the price action here turned resistance. And when we break it to the upside, that mark maybe the start of the bull trend. And for some time here, it was support. The same happened here, acted as resistance during all this price action 2018. We couldn't break it, so we turned into bearish territory. After we break it up, that turned it bullish, and the same happened here. So right now you can see how, if I zoom in here, you can see how it's acting as resistance right now. So I think we are in a zone similar to of what we have on October 2018. We are having a strong resistance from the upper moving average or indicators, and probably we are going to go down into $20,000 or something like that to hit again the 200 moving average on the weekly time frame. And moving into the daily chart, we are going to cover this very quickly. We are below the Gaussian channel. We are still bearish on that. We are bearish in all the exponential moving average. We are below all of them from the 21 to the 200. So this is super bearish. In a daily, we need to be above the 200 moving average, which in this case is the red line that you can see here. Right now, this is at $48,000 approximately. So if we are below that, we are still in a bear market according to this. Each time that we are below this, we are in a bear market zone. That happened the last time in the July 2021 when we reached that bottom. And if we see the history, each time that we were below, it was a bear market. So in the daily candle time frame, this is super bearish still. We started bearishness also in the MACD. You can see that just a couple of 2 days ago, we crossed it bearish. So that is not good on the daily time frame. We are bearish or neutral on the RSI at 42. We are bearish on the stochastic RSI, and we are neutral on the money flow index. We are also bearish on the alligator. We already crossed it again down after the recovery to the $45,000. So main indicators are marking the downtrend right now. And if you can see this chart, you can see this line of resistance at 45. We already have 2 tops here. Some analysts consider this like a double bottom that we are expecting to see what happened. But again, right now we are at 38,600. We need to go above 45. This is a very important line on support and resistance. You can see it here. It was support at this area with these candles. It was support here, also support here, resistance here, and was resistance over the last weeks. So we really need to go above $47,000. Right now at these levels, we would need to do is avoid a lower low, because we have a lower low here at 33. We have a higher low at 36. And we need to print a lower low. So we don't want to go to 33 again, because that will eliminate this as a higher low. And instead we want to hold support where we are, and then broke the 47 and go to 47 or $50,000 and get some support above this line. That is in the daily time frame. But again, we have a lot of resistance above us. So in the daily time frame, we are bearish in all the indicators. We also have a dead cross the 15th of January. So we are experiencing the dead cross of that. Slightly bearish RSI, bearish on the stochastic, and all the other indicators we are bearish. So guys, we don't have a lot of good perspective. Let's summarize all this video. Again, we need to have support above $33,000. If we break that, we are going to major downtrend in many of the high time frames, weekly and monthly. So 33 right now is our support, and we need to go above 42 and 45 to recover some bullish momentum, maybe. So those are the levels to look. I already mentioned all the indicators and moving averages that you need to keep an eye on. And I show you some models that say that actually we could have more downtrend in the crypto general space. Of course, even if this video actually show you a lot of bearishness, the bullishness is still to happen. So maybe this is the bottom, and from here we are going to have only green candles. That is also a possibility. It's not what I see in the charts. That is my humble opinion. But anyways guys, remember please to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell to get the notifications. Support the channel a lot and helps me to grow it. I really like to bring some quality information and TA into the space, because I think we are lacking of that. Well guys, that is all for today. I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you tomorrow with a new video. Bye.